Hello, welcome to another Tweedy Outdoors video. I'm here in Dover, going to do that classic walk along the White Cliffs from Dover to Folkestone. The weather forecast is a crushing disappointment, I'm afraid. It had promised cloudy weather and possibly even some light drizzle, and I thought, fantastic weather for Tweed, really looking forward to it. Brought an old favourite along, and I've come here. Look at this horrendous blue sky and sun, so I'm afraid you're going to have to enjoy the tweed jacket while it lasts. It's not going to be on for long. There is a wonderfully Proustian aroma here on the streets of Dover. A heady mixture of British Rail era bacon sandwiches as served in the buffet cars. They always used to have a thin slice of tomato, I think. And the smell of garden sheds. Lovely view looking back down the street of Dover Castle there. Not sure if this is any kind of official way to access the coastal path from Dover Station, but it's the way I did it. Sorry, the jacket has had to come off. Steep climb now. Already feels pretty warm. I'm very disappointed with this weather, as I've said. Imagine how delightful this would be now in a damp tweed jacket. Seems to be a dilemma here of whether to tack the high road or tack the low road. I think I'll go for the high road. View back down over Dover. Scabious always seems to be a reliable indicator that we're on chalky ground. A better view of Dover now, not just the houses but also that magnificent castle over there. Didn't Mr. WC21 do a video about Dover Castle? I'll put a link to that. This is unexpectedly delightful. I've only just got out of Dover minutes ago. A bit of a steep slog up a hill, that's to be expected, but isn't this glorious? Right on the edge of a port town and this wonderful rolling downland. It's all open access land. I'm not actually on a footpath, not a public footpath, not a marked public footpath. It's just a well-trodden but unmarked path with occasionally some slightly dystopian looking, is that possibly an old gun emplacement down there? World War II, something like that, I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but I imagine some fairly hefty piece of artillery sat atop all those giant bolts there at some point in time. Could be wrong, could be something completely else. Sort of tree-lined section of the path now, and it has tarmac or concrete base. So I assume this was probably at one time some kind of military access lane, perhaps to get to those gun emplacements or whatever they were back there. I've left that tarmacked path, whatever it was, and another bit of open, I suppose, downland here. A view down to Dover Harbour over there. Is that a ferry coming into port? I don't know if you've noticed, I've recently been using a lav mic a little bit more really for the pub videos and the outdoor ones, but I've just put on a sort of basic windshield. I'm guessing this is now inaudible with that off. I'm going to switch to a dead cat. What a strange name. Lovely little patch of scabious there, and the delightful, the Devil's Pincushion. Nice view down there to the chalky cliffs at Dover, and the P&O ferry now appears to have reached the harbour. The railway tunnel that goes into Dover Priory that I was on earlier has these air shafts ventilating it. More of those air shafts. There was a sign back there saying that there was a bull and some calves grazing in this field, so I'm going to give them a very wide berth. I think the line of the footpath goes straight across there, but I'm going to take a big circumnavigation of that little bovine gathering over there. Does that look slightly orchidy to you? I've had to stop and catch my breath part way up. I think this lump is called Round Down here. Not quite at the top yet, but it does offer some quite impressive views back down to the port of Dover. Another ferry going out to sea over there, gleaming white chalk and all that. White cliffs, magnificent. Well, that's pretty dramatic, isn't it? Don't really want to get much closer to the edge than this, but wow. There we go. I think that's the first time I've noticed one of those on today's walk. Signpost for the North Downs Way. I was recently at the Seven Sisters, of course. Did that video, The Long Man and the Seven Sisters. Didn't entirely intend to be at the Seven Sisters. But of course, that is where the South Downs very dramatically meets the sea. So by comparison, the cliffs at Dover and Folkestone are very dramatically where the North Downs meet the sea. And this is also somewhere around here, the start of the North Downs Way. Well, it would have to be the start or the end, because any further either way you'd be in the sea. Bit eerie around here. I think the North Downs Way has diverted a tiny bit inland. There's still older path here, but I think there's probably a recommendation that you stay a little bit back from the cliff edge. I think that makes a lot of sense. Is that another one of those air shafts? Bit of an unnerving stretch there. One of the problems with this fence is if you make the mistake of getting on the wrong side of it, it's barbed wire all the way, and I haven't yet seen a point for climbing back over easily without snagging myself on the barbed wire. That's nice. There is a little plate in the ground here to explain what some of the nearby flowers are. As it happens, a patch just over there of, I assume that's the same flower, greater knapweed. It seems my wish has come true. It has clouded over. I feel a few spots of drizzle. The wind is cooling me off nicely, and who knows, sometime soon I may even be able to put the tweed jacket back on. Happy days. Already you can get quite a good view of Folkestone from here as well. This sprawl of Folkestone, it's a big old place, and it has a couple of satellite villages, smaller sort of outcrops around it. Still a fair bit of walking to go, don't get me wrong. Oh, wind. You can't hear what I was saying, can you? There is no chance the dead cat is dealing with that. Another one of those little plaques. If I'm not mistaken, are these sort of fossil marks where fossils were at some point? Maybe in this lump of chalk, presumably. I'll be honest, I don't know what this is. There's a poem about it, not really providing me with much enlightenment. Looks like I have a choice here. North Downs Way or England Coast Path. I'm feeling in an England Coast Path sort of a mood. Hair-raisingly close to the cliff edge there. This is the sort of rugged weather that calls for tweed. I'm actually still feeling slightly too warm. Perhaps when I take a break later and sit still, I will really appreciate that tweed jacket. Might be good to pause and just look at the sea. All got a bit grey now, hasn't it? Wonderful. It's a nice bit of variety. Looks like I'm heading into the woods here. Studio Ghibli Miyazaki cat bus tunnel-esque. I was really hoping to be able to get down to the shoreline at some point. I'm looking on the map where I am now, there's a little zigzaggy footpath marked that looks like it might get you down to the shoreline with a lot of ziggy-zaggy and some steps. But then there was a sign up there confusingly said steps to viewing point only, so I'm not sure exactly how far down I can get with this. I don't know, this is looking slightly more promising now. Maybe this zigzaggy path does get me down to the shoreline. I'm going to have to cross over the railway, but there is what looks like a footbridge down. I don't know if you can see that over there. Getting a bit closer. Sure, this must go down to the shore. It wouldn't go all this way down just to leave you dangling with a viewing platform or something near the bottom. That would be crazy. Nice bit of chalky cliff over there. I'm going to break into song at some point, you know it's coming. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Sorry about that, couldn't help it. Not exactly the most scenic stretch of the route. And look, there is the bridge through this barbed wire fence that I saw from back there. Well, there we go, I'm pretty pleased that actually seemed to work. I'm crossing the bridge. And I assume just the other side will be a bit of beach. That is the view looking down the rail tracks towards Dover Priory into the tunnel there. That tunnel that was ventilated by all those air shafts, those chimney pots we saw earlier. It's surprisingly muggy now, quite humid. I think once I got off the top of those chalky cliffs, I didn't have the benefit of the wind chill anymore. Look at that. A little camping spot complete with previously used fire pit. Sea view and an array of concrete down there. I'm finally going to get to the coast. No, still got some more steps to go down. This has been a bit of an adventure getting from that path up there to down to the beach. I'll be glad when I can metaphorically dip my toes in the sea. Sorry, jerky, terrible camera work. There you go then, by the sea. Still some large boulders as obstacles to actually get to dipping my feet in the water, but perhaps there's a bit more beachy along there. I did check the tide times before planning this trip just this morning, and I believe high tide was about 2 hours ago, so it's still going out. You can't really tell, can you? It looks pretty high still to me, but it's going to get lower from here on, I believe. Something quite bleak almost about it, particularly in this light. I decided to stop here and cook some dinner. I've made what I call a Mediterranean risotto, summery Mediterranean risotto. The main video of the walk is probably going to get a bit long. I'd move this off into a separate video. I'll put the links in all the usual places and down the description and all that. It's been a little bit lethargic the past few days, if I'm honest. And as always, I didn't plan this until the absolute last minute. I think I only really made up my mind to come down to do this route this morning. But this has been delightful, really interesting, surprisingly varied walk. Lots of different routes you could take. I did a tiny bit of research first with a couple of other videos. I'll put links to them in the description down below. John Rogers, so sort of calm and contemplative. Another video I watched this morning when I was doing research for this outing was from Simon Byrne, a new channel to me, not one I'd seen before. He showed an alternative route, which is much more along down by the coast. And that was part of the inspiration for me taking that walk down those steps down the cliff. I don't think I really followed his route at all, but I was very keen to try and do as much of this route as I could along by the shore, inspired by his videos. That has been absolutely delightful, but all good things come to an end, and I still have probably a few miles to go back into Folkestone. I know this looks just like a concrete mass, but being by the sea, being beneath the chalky white cliffs, and apart from just a couple of passers-by earlier, I've had the whole place to myself. Definitely from this angle, I would say the expanse of concrete is a bit unfortunate, but I'm sure there is good reason for it in terms of, I don't know, sea defences or whatever. But the cliffs beyond look delightful, I hope you agree. Reminder that chalk isn't exactly the safest of cliff faces. Starting to look a little bit more natural from here on. I know I'm still walking on a big concrete path, but the beach is at least sand. This is nice, being able to get in amongst the sand and the rocks, having been in that concretey bit previously. It's also not particularly easy walking, a lot of boulders to clamber along. I'm starting to think this may have actually been a bad idea. This is not a very, certainly not an easy walking route to get back into Folkestone. Looking increasingly more inhospitable. I don't think this is actually the way Simon Byrne came for clarity. I think he was probably slightly higher up at this point. That's interesting. Some sort of chimney there. Seems to have been a running theme of today's walk, doesn't it? Chimneys. Just one last patch of rocks to get across. And then I can see the harbour arm. The lighthouse on the end is looking very inviting. There is, in fact, a champagne bar slash English sparkling wine bar in there. Alas, I already checked and it is a Tuesday today. They don't open on Tuesdays, which is miserable. I've had a couple of minor slips. No harm done, managed to catch myself, but I definitely wouldn't recommend walking along this rocky route. Okay, I've made it onto flat ground. The promenade, I suppose this is. I have a lot of affection for Folkestone. It's actually the closest sandy beach to London in terms of travel time. There was a time when my daughter was at nursery and it was a warm day and I really couldn't be asked to go to work. I was taking her to nursery and I could see she was dragging her feet a little bit as well. So I said, do you want to go to nursery today or would you rather go to the beach? And she straight away said, yes, the beach. So we both bunked off. She bunked off nursery, I bunked off work. And we got the train down to Folkestone and had an absolutely magical day of it on the beach, sandy beach. The little harbour, the old harbour, it's actually quite cute. There's a great fish and chip shop. I'm not sure if it's quite the same now. You know, I'm going back 8-9 years now. Had a soft spot for Folkestone ever since. You know, harbour looks at its best when the tide is out and you've got all the, you know, the mud and the seaweed and everything, but imagine that with a little bit of water in, the boats bobbing about. You can see the old train lines here. Turn into one of those, what do they call these, linear parks or something. And if this looks a bit like a railway bridge, then there's a reason for that. Does that look like an old signal box maybe? Folkestone Harbour Station, now defunct sadly, was of course the original equivalent of a Eurostar terminal. It looks like I'm heading out towards the harbour arm and the lighthouse regardless, even though it's probably all closed up today. But it's just too inviting with this at least glimpse of a sunset, and obviously the sea is facing in the wrong direction here in Folkestone. But the light is really nice now. Look at that, sunset over the beach. For those of you not familiar with Folkestone, the harbour arm here has been converted into I don't know how to describe it, a collection of bars and so on, and it's pretty nice. When it's open, on a Tuesday I think it's all shut up. But I'm going to go and pay my respects to the lighthouse, even though it's closed, because it's just such a magical spot. There we go, I hope I've got it in shot. And a tweedy sunset. There is that lighthouse bathed in the sunset and the white cliffs of Dover beyond. What a sight. Lighthouse behind me, the sunset maybe, and if I flip round the other way, also a rainbow. I think I may sign off there. Thanks very much for watching. Hope some of that's been interesting and or entertaining, possibly enjoyable, I don't know. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye. I feel like that's a decent closing shot. Lighthouse and a rainbow.